not sure why, and it's kind of frustrating. I don't know if it's the racing servers or not, but continue to have some little minor glitches here, so I do apologize if anything on the viewing end is glitchy. And we should be getting underway shortly with our last chance qualifier. And should be a great one. I'm sure some guys are looking for redemption, and including Matt Watkins and Sean and Ken Ron, who looked like they had the spots, but a little contact there, and things went haywire from there, and Dan and Joe Cutt stole those positions away from them. Not really. They deserved them. They kept in the race. It's easy to give up when you lose that main pack, to think that you're done, but they kept on keeping on, and as Milty would say, they donkey bopped their way into the pro main. And it looks like our qualifying is underway for our last chance qualifier. So, some guy, and of course Doug is also looking to get in that final 2. So top 2 now will transfer. So as qualifying has started here, remember it's about a 46-second lap. So first guys out on the track should be coming around shortly here and posting some times. And we're joined here by Jim Ray again. And how's it going, Jim?
How's that finish? Was that pretty cool or what?
That was a pretty cool finish.
But great to see those guys just lined up back there, not giving up to the final corner, and then voila, they were able to sneak past the 5 and grab those 2 spots. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, and their stick-to-itiveness paid off with some transfer spots. And how about sportsman Mark Favor getting a Pro Cup All-Star Shootout heat win?
Yeah, he's going to sit on the homepage for 6 months just in that top 10 from just getting to the main event. That's a victory in itself, coming from Monday night, racing through there, and then racing through 2 heat races here. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, Mark is on his way, Speedway racing.
Oh, absolutely.
Helicopters overhead here at FS with the standing room only. Ed Finley coming in on the helicopter. He's going to make this race, and I think we might be a little too short with 5 laps here, but we didn't want to run 4 races and be here all night. So this is going to be a 5-lapper. You better qualify well and get a good restart, otherwise you're done. But we're going to see a wild race for first and second here.
Yeah, and I noticed that the info page right now shows 9 laps. So I don't know if that's correct or not, but that's what I'm
Your
seeing
version,
online.
yeah. Hopefully that's where we go. Mine's showing 5. You might have a slightly different version of the track. I would hope that would be the issue. I'll ask the other guys and see what theirs shows. But I'm showing 5 here. Intervals of 5, 10, 15, 20 up the line. So hopefully that's where we're at. If it's 9, then they'll go 9. But once they click drive, you should be able to see on your end what it's going to be. But.
Okay. Yeah, so that was a great finish. It looked like Matt Watkins, Ken Ron were going to be shoe-ins for that transfer, and then they got the race in there, and instincts took over. It looked like Ken went to the outside, made a power move, got around Matt, but they came together in the turn, and the rest is history. And Dan and Joe Cutt may not feel like they won anything, but now they have a chance to win it all, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, that I don't blame either guy. Now, Mike, Ken racing for the win, looking to put on a good show. I was trying to do the same thing in the first heat, and Matt just wanting to hold on to that lead spot. But hey, it's a shootout, and those things are going to happen. They can dust it off and come back out to race again, because they're going to have to try here to get it done. This LCQ. But that was a lot of fun to watch, and that's why this thing is set up this way, simulate into the race. There's going to be some wrecking in every race. Hopefully, you're in the right spot when somebody else is.
Absolutely, and qualifying is really a premium here, Jim, in these short shootout races. Qualifying on the pole or in the top, 4 spots is almost a requirement, barring any wrecks, of course.
Yeah, it might be better off with a lottery start on that, but then if you get a guy who's really not comfortable being out front, and then it's real easy to lose it in turn 1. So we would do that back in the day, and then the guy would be forced to wreck it or get out of the way and cause another wreck. So as much as we try to do to get everybody to the finish line at the same time on the last lap, qualifying is still going to be king here anytime you let them run their own lap.
Absolutely, and it looks like our qualifying session is complete. So we're going to have a quick 5-minute happy hour, Jim, and then we're ready to go, right?
Let's see if they're ready to go now, but we may go right now or in 5. Let me go check.
All right. As Jim gives the guys a talking to and see if everyone's fired up and ready to go. We can see our qualifying numbers here. Matty Watkins with his second pole of the night. He qualified pole on the second heat race. He is on pole again for this last chance qualifier. Pops Marguson second, Steve Webb third, Ken Ron fourth. So Doug in sixth. Ed Finley, as Jim said, coming in on the helicopter. It looked to me that wasn't an ordinary helicopter. That looked like a Chinook, and I think it had a load underneath it. And I think that load was the 80 car being dropped down onto the infield of the track. And Ed just jumped in it and turned a lap, qualified 9th, and he's going to be looking to steal the show here by getting into the top 2 and getting into the pro main. He's doing the old Kurt Busch, Tony Stewart helicopter rides into the track. And as Jim was saying, qualifying is at a premium, and doing the lottery start, sometimes you get a guy up front that sometimes likes to be in the back, and then all of a sudden might be an uncomfortable situation for the field, and to prevent something like that in an event such as this, everyone just mat it out around this track for one lap and see who the fastest is, and you can see only a thousandth of a second separating Matt Watkins and Pops Marguson for the pole. So as happy hour is on its way, and it looks like don't see any cars on the track as of yet. So maybe some race meeting going on here real quickly. And we should be getting started with our main event, our last chance qualifier very shortly. It looks like, looking at our numbers there, it's looking a lot better than it was. And the broadcast itself looks to be settled down. I'm not quite sure if it will last once the race starts again, but I hope it does. So as we wind down here in a not quite a happy hour, I think there's some discussion going on in the racing channel. We'll let them hash that out. But right now, we got 8 guys through to the main, 2 more spots to be filled in this last chance qualifier. And some quality drivers have yet to make it in, and we'll see how this final race goes. It will be very interesting. Should be very exciting, and well, we shall see, and we shall see very shortly as we're winding down here. Coca-Cola Speedway, 3-mile super speedway. Real fast. Of course, no restrictor plates in this event. The Super Speedway Series, FSB Super Speedway Series, which is one of the most popular series in FSB for obvious reasons. A lot of drafting, a lot of bump drafting, a lot of teammate racing. Of course, FSB making some team changes in this off season that we'll make you aware of. Max team members now has been cut from 7 to 4. So that has led to some teams scrambling their lineups. A lot of teams have split kind of into sister teams. But for team points in the upcoming season, they'll be jumbled for sure. But Super Speedway Racing brings out the teams, and the only way you can win on a super speedway is have some help from friends, and what better friends than your teammates that can communicate and have your back and push you to a lead. It's happened many times in the super speedway series. My one and only super speedway win was certainly my best win of my FSB racing career, and the only way I made it to the cross the check take that checker was having some good friends and teammates push me to that win, and that's what you got to have here too at Coke Speedway. Gotta have some drafting partners to make it happen. And yeah, so we are on a 5-lap race now, and we should be gridding up very shortly here. Of course, we'll see some familiar cars from the last heat, and we'll go through them real quickly again. There we see the 15 of Matt Watkins on the pole, Pops Marguson, Steve Weber, Ken Ron, T-Roy in the Grey Goose, TG in the Youngling.
Drivers, start your
There's
engines.
Jim Talbert in the 71 car. There's Ed Finley, fresh off the helicopter in the Air Force ride. Air Force flying Ed in to compete in this event, so you gotta like that.
Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
Like we just did a little quick reset there, and as we get there, we see the 69 of Doug Kivik, who was racing hard for that 4th position, and got a little squirrely, and now he's back in the LCQ for that last chance at redemption. There we see the 101 car of Alan Myers, and Alan is our rookie and Sportsman Cup transfer, and this is his last shot to get to the big boys, Alan. So come on, bud, let's put that pedal down and do what you got to do. And it looks like we're having some technical difficulties with the grid. Doesn't look like everyone is gridded. I don't see Ed's car anymore, and you see the empty spot next to Alan.
Start
So
your engines.
don't look like Ed will be, unfortunately, it looks like Ed's will not be part of the race, which is a shame. Don't know what happened there. He was on the grid and then he was off, so. And the pace car is taking him around for this 5-lap dash top 2 go. Everyone else is going to be a spectator, watching it just like me for the Pro Main that will immediately follow this last chance qualifier. So it should be a very exciting race. Only 2 spots, so got to stay up front. Got to drive your mirror maybe here at Coke Speedway. You see someone getting a group of cars getting a run on you on the outside, you might have to cover them and then take it from there. But Matt Watkins will lead them off. And guys going high already, trying to scramble around, trying to gain positions immediately off the draw. Doug had a great start in the second heat race there, and he went up from about 7th or 8th to 4th in 1 lap. And you can do that if you get in the right spot and catch that draft just right. And you can see there the guys are scrambling. There's not going to be any riding around to see what happens here. You got to go to the front. We see Matt Watkins is your leader. 83 is Steve Weber in second. 99 is Pops Marcus in third, getting the battle from the 17 car on the outside. And looks like the 17 has a couple friends on the outside as well, but now they dive down to the inside. And there's some contact and hard, oh my, hard into the wall. And we got a car hung up on the fence, and that's T-Roy. Look out, T-Roy. We'll come get you. Just stay right where you are. But we got a race to run, T-Roy, so we'll catch you on the next time you come around. What a wreck there, and T-Roy up in the catch fence. But we continue on, and we see Matt Watkins is still the leader, and there's another car into the wall as guys are dropping out as fast as, and T-Roy's still up in the fence. And I think he's afraid of heights, so he'll be sitting in there until we can get a ladder for him. We'll see if FSB admin Jim Ray can provide a hook and ladder or something for T-Roy. But we soldier on here with Matt Watkins still in the lead, and Steve Webb still holding that second spot, but Sean Johnson has something to say about it. So now we got looks like we got about a 4-car breakaway, and there's a battle for second position. That's the final transfer position, and that's Sean Johnson right now taking it over from Steve Weber. But Steve and TG are right there on Sean's bumper, and we can see the 69 and the 101 are desperately trying to get into this draft as we hit lap 4, and there's not. I think they might catch him, but they're going to run out of time, I fear. And that will leave Matt Watkins and Sean Johnson, your current transfer spots. TG battling for that spot. He wants it. Sean gets a little clip of the apron and got a little squirrely, and that might help TG as Sean really covering him nicely. As we hit the white flag lap here. Now this is the final lap, folks. Matt Watkins in the lead. Sean Johnson second. TG third, trying to find a way by. He's got help with the 83 of Steve Weber. Let's see if Webb will go with him. It doesn't look like he's going to do that. He's going to stay low and draft for Sean. And he gets by TG. And now Steve Webb in that unlucky third position. And let's see if Webb can do something here. It's going to be tough. And Matt Watkins out front, and looks like he will be one of your transfers. Let's see what happens here as we come down the front stretch. And it looks like Sean will steal that final spot. Yes, it is. So Matt Watkins and Sean Johnson, your final transfers, as the field wrecks behind them in frustration, most likely, as they know that they will not be going to the main. Tough break for Doug. And T-Roy, come on now. Let's get someone to help him out of that car. Paging. But Matt Watkins, your race winner, your last chance qualifier winner. and Sean Johnson from Boca Motorsports are your transfers, and that will round out your final 10. So another fun race, quick race. That's what we like here at FSB. Fun and quick. And that was a good solid finish there. Matty Watkins and Sean Johnson will join Derby Don, Jim Ray, Dan Francisconi, Jeff Hale, Mark Senza, Mark Favorite, and Robert Bokum in the Pro Main. Congratulations, guys. And there's your final running order. Top 2 advance, Matt Watkins, Sean Johnson. Steve Weber brings in 3rd, TG 4th, Doug 5th, and Alan 6th. The rest got in the wreck and did not finish. So, as the guys settle down, server is reset, and we are getting ready for the FSB Pro Cup All-Star Shootout main event. So 10 cars for all the marbles. I believe there'll be a quick 5-minute session to get the guys who transferred from the first races to get back on the track real quick, shake out any cobwebs they got from watching the event. And then we're going to go racing again. And since we do have a couple of minutes, I will take just a brief break. Got to get some cold in down my throat here. I'm losing my voice with these exciting finishes. So we'll be back. Okay, we're back. And we're getting ready for the start of the Pro Cup All-Star Shootout. 10 drivers. One huge trophy. That's what it's all about. 10 fighting for one. And that's what we like seeing here at FSB. Some thrilling heat races there. Some twists and turns. First heat race going a little more as scripted as you would expect. The top four pretty much held their positions for the entire 10 laps. There was a brief battle there right toward the end with the final transfer spot, which boss man Jim Ray claimed over Matt Watkins with a little help from teammate Derby Don. The second heat race went a little not to form. It looked like it was going to be almost the same as the first heat race, but then a wrinkle came in the form of Ken Ron and Matt Watkins battling for the win. Contact, wrecking, and the car we're seeing getting squirrely here at Coke Speedway and hard into the wall. The 16 car Dan Francisconi and the 88 of Joe Cutter were the recipients and the beneficiaries of the contact between Ken and Matt, and also affected Sean Johnson, who was also running in the transfer spot, and scrambled those final order, and made Sean have to battle his way back in through the last chance qualifier, which he did successfully. And got to give him credit there. He didn't let it get him down. It was been easy to be discouraged when you see something like that. And it looks like we're getting ready to hit the final qualifying here for the Pro Cup main shootout. And obviously, in a race like this, qualifying is a premium. So we'll see if who comes out on top. So we're here in the qualifying session here for the main event. 10 cars. And as you can see here, we will be showing them. That's the 5 of Sean Johnson, the 6 of Mark DeSenza, the 15 of Matt Watkins, the 16 of Dan Francisconi, the 18 of Robert Bokum, the 29 of Jeff Hale, the 44 of Mark Favorite, 49 of Derby Don McCorson, and the 88 of Joe Cutter. And let's not forget the boss man, number 96, Jim Ray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's right, 10. And that's all we get into this main event. And it is not easy. You earn your way in. And it should be very interesting as qualifying is underway, and 8 of the 10 cars have taken time so far. Jeff Hale, Indy 500 champion Jeff Hale, with a 45.98, and that's I think the fastest, possibly the fastest qualifying lap I've seen tonight. Derby Don jumping into second. Nope. Now Mal Watkins knocks Jeff Hale off the pole with a 86.8. And Mark Favorite, and I'll tell you, man, the guy is fired up. Puts up a great lap of 45.891. Now Sean Johnson jumps to the top of the lead. So guys swapping the lead here with 6 cars going under the 46-second marker. We're still racing here, and we still have over a minute left in qualifying, so these numbers could swap around just a bit. But right now, your pole sitter is one of your last chance qualifiers, Sean Johnson. Outside pole currently, Jeff Hale. Derby Don in third, Matt Watkins fourth. Mark DeSenza, your past season's Pro-Ass champion, in fifth. Sportsman Mark Favorite, only sportsman to transfer from the Sportsman Cup Shootout into the main, so congrats, Mark. And did it with style with a heat win. Yes, right, I said a heat win, not a transfer, a heat win for Mark Favorite. So I think he's got a lot of confidence, and I think he will be very much in this race, barring any, of course, unforeseen wrecking. Bossman Jim Ray in 7th. Robert Bokum uncharacteristically will be starting in 8th. Dan Franciscotti 9th. And riding shotgun on this 10-car field will be the 88 of Joe Cutt. So Sean Johnson, your pole sitter. Looks like qualifying is complete. And we will be foregoing happy hour, I believe, and going right to the event. So, qualifying officially over. Your now official pole sitter, Sean Johnson. Jeff Hale and Derby Don, Matt Watkins, and Mark DeSenza, your top 5 qualifiers. So, congratulations to those guys. Qualifying up front does mean a lot here. There we see our own Derby Don smoking up the pits. He's gonna blow up those tires. And then said Derby, don't be doing donuts on pit exit. little lighthearted fun here before we get to the serious business of winning that big trophy for the Pro Cup All-Star Shootout Champion. There will be a nice trophy. And it looks like Boss Man is giving final instruction to the drivers. And it looks like we're ready.
Drivers, to your cars.
There's your pole sitter, Sean Johnson. He's got to be feeling good. He had a very good chance to advance to this in heat number 2. There was a wreck, and he got caught up in it. I believe he was running 3rd at the time. Top 4 in the 2 heats transferred. He was left out. He came back hard in the last chance qualifier and put his car here in the main event, and then put the car on the pole for the main event. So great job by Sean. Don't forget that guy on the outside pole. That's our Indy 500 champion, Jeff Hale. Multiple champion, super speedway champion, etc., etc. Derby Don, of course, we know Derby Don has won 2 Pro Cup main events. Mal Watkins, I believe, has won 2 or 3 Pro Cup main events. So some experience here. As we see the 44, fresh off that heat win, the 6 of Mark DeCenza, your defending Pro Cup All-Star Shootout champion. So will Mark defend the crown and make it 2 straight, which would be a huge accomplishment. Even for the likes of a driver like Mark DeCenza, I'm sure he would be really happy with a back-to-back Pro-Ass championships. Pace car is off, and we are about to go racing here. As you can see, 10 laps, dash for cash. Or in this case, dash for cup. And we are underway. Sean leads them down. They're 2 by 2 right now still, as they come into 2, coming out of 2 here and onto the long backstretch. Now we'll see some scrambling as Jeff Hale is kind of hung out to dry on the outside as everyone dives to the inside. Only one guy with him, and that's the 44 Mark Favorite. The 5 of Sean Johnson has led 3/4 of this lap so far. Derby Don right behind him. Mark DeCenza in 3rd, Matt Watkins 4th. A lot of room here on the straightaways. If you can get a bunch of guys coming behind you, you can take it all the way down to that yellow line and all the way up to where you see that racing line. But Sean Johnson continues to lead. And I left the racing line on because you can see that the racing line up by the wall, but where's everyone? They're way down low. Got a low line here if you want to keep that lead with that draft. Make the guy go around you on the outside. Not easy to do unless you have some friends. Sean does get pushed up high though, and now Derby Don going side by side for the lead. And he's got a big train behind him, and not a lot of guys on the outside for Sean Johnson. So I think Derby Don will be taking the lead here momentarily. And he is in the lead. Derby Don is your leader currently. Mark DeCenza battling Sean now for 2nd, and Matt Watkins pushing Mark DeCenza into 2nd place, and Matt Watkins is looking to get into that top 3 right now. Great battle here at the front. Derby Don, Sean Johnson, Mark DeCenza, Jeff Hale on the outside, Matt Watkins on the inside, and we got some contact, and Derby Don goes flying into the wall. Mark Bokum and Matt Watkins is now going around, and we got carnage here in the Pro Cup main event. Oh my goodness. Sean Johnson though comes out unscathed. Jeff Hale 2nd. Joe Cutt now going from 9th to 3rd. In that wreck, and that's what can happen here at Coke Speedway. Robert Bokum soldiering on in 4th now. I think he might have some damage though. So this could be just a 2-car battle now between the 5 and the 29. And you can see that there's no rules here. The FSB rules are really put on the shelf here for this event. Really the only event that they're put on the shelf for. And we're seeing a great side-by-side battle between the 5 and the 29. There we see Joe Cutt, though. As they battle side-by-side, Joe Cutter will take advantage of that, and he will be possibly catching a draft here, and he could try to make it a three-car tango for that final for these final 5 laps, as we're only halfway through this event, and already carnage. As a bunch of guys got together, Matt Watkins, Robert Bokum was into the wall, Mark Favor was into the wall. A lot of wrecking going on, as they say. But the 29 is in the lead. The 5 of Sean Johnson, though, right on his bumper, not letting him take any breaths. But there's Joe Cutt, and Joe Cutt has joined the party. Great run by Joe Cutt to avoid the damage and the devastation in front of him of cars flying all over the place. And now he has joined this group, and it's going to be a 3-car battle for the end here. Can Robert Bokum join this group is the question. It might be difficult for Robert. If I look at the numbers here, Robert's over almost 2 seconds behind this pack. And unless they get the race in, I think Robert's going to finish 4th. But he did avoid most of the carnage there, it looked like. But right now, your leader is Jeff Hale, the 5 of Sean Johnson. And it looks like we have now some cars that are continuing on after that initial wreck. And the 96 of Jim Ray might play a role here as they get a draft off of him. He's got damage, so he won't be able to keep up with them. He'll stay high. And those 3 competitors for the championship, for that big trophy, will soldier on. 29, 5, and 88. And thinking about these numbers, the 29, of course, really came to the forefront with Kevin Harvick. The 5 has always been a great car in NASCAR lore. Of course, Texas Terry Labonte driving the 5 for a long time. And then the 88, of course, we all know who drives the 88 now. That's Junior. And so some quality NASCAR numbers battling here for the Pro Cup title. Pro Cup All-Star Shootout champion will be decided amongst these 3, it looks like, as Joe Cutt, maybe a little contact there to the back of Sean Johnson. And Sean thought about going down in front of him, but it looked like Joe got a good run. But with the one, as Jeff comes down, Joe should get a draft here and maybe go into 2nd place. And he did exactly that. But can he hold him off here? Will Jeff help one or the other? And they're side by side as they cross the line. The 88 and the 5 battling in 2nd place. Jeff Hale out in front. We're on lap 9, so one more lap to go here. The 88 is slightly in front of the 5, and now he takes the position. And now let's see what happens. Will those 2 cars run Jeff Hale down? Jeff's had him covered so far since about lap 3 or 4 there of this 10-lap event. And it looks like Sean gets a nice run on the inside of Joe Cutter, and he takes back that 2nd position. So the guys right behind Jeff swapping the 2nd position twice now. That just helps Jeff Hale as we're on our white flag lap. This is it. This is for all the money. Who will it be? 29, 5, 88. Right now it's the 29. He looks good. He looks like he's got him covered. I know Sean will try one more time. Probably trying to get a good hard toe down this long backstretch and then maybe dive to the inside here and see what he can do. And that's what Sean did. We hope not to see any contact, and we see both cars go into the wall, but they continue on. Everyone is wrecked. Everyone has wrecked, folks. That leaves Robert Bokum. If he can navigate these cars, Robert Bokum is going to be your Pro Cup. Unbelievable, folks. The 18 was going to take this win. Robert Bokum is your Pro Cup All-Star Shootout champion. The 88, the 5, and the 29 all getting together on the last lap. None of them could continue. And that leaves the door wide open for really the only car that was in contact with those guys. And that's the 18 of Robert Bokum with a thrilling finish and win. Unbelievable. There's got to be some disappointment from Jeff Hale there, as it looked like he really had the car to beat. And just some hard racing there on the inside. He tried to protect that inside line. Sean wanted it. And they came together, and unfortunately for Joe Cutter, he could not sneak by him, and he got caught up in it as well. But Robert Bokum, unbelievable win for the guy that wins everything. But the reason that he wins everything is because he's good, and he puts himself in a spot where either he's in the lead or he's in a position to win, and that's what he did, and that's what happened. And Robert Bokum is your Pro Cup All-Star Shootout champion. Congratulations, Robert. As he burns and burns and burns. And I'm sure Jeff Hale, Sean Johnson, and Joe Cutter are also burning, but in a little different manner. And that's just a shame. Those guys really put on a great race at the front. I knew that it was going to get dicey there at the end, and Sean went for the inside, went for that pass. Jeff defended, and unfortunately for them, they got together. Joe Cutt tried to sneak by him, but got trapped on the outside wall. Could not get back up to speed. Robert Bokum did a great job maneuvering the minefield and taking the win. So that's the way it is here, and that's why we call it racing. There's your official standings. Robert Bokum, your winner. Dan Francisconi steals second. Unbelievable finish. Robert Bokum, Dan Francisconi 1-2 teammates. Joe Cutt third, Jeff Hale fourth, Sean Johnson fifth, and Matt Watkins, who was Matt, Jim, Mark Favorite, Derby Don, and Mark DeSenza were all caught up in that initial wreck. But what a great win. Great job, Robert. And since we have some time here, let's go let's look at that finish. Let's look at that finish from Sean's perspective. And there we can see the three. And Sean got a great run there. And this is as they went into 1 and 2. And as I said, you can get a nice tow down this backstretch. As you can see, as they went down that backstretch, Sean made the move, and unfortunately, technical difficulties just knocked me out of the server. But let's give it one quick go here. Yeah, it's not going to work. Yeah, it looks like it doesn't want to let me in right now. So, great win by Robert Bokum. And let's see if I can quickly jump down to this racing channel. You might hear some chatter, so plug your ears. But I'm going to see if I can talk to the champion, Robert Bokum.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, guys, this is Greg. Jumped down here to the racing channel. We're still live on the air here. Congratulations, Robert Bokum. Robert, man, not used to winning that way, I'm sure. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, that was kind of weird. I was actually going to pull out because I got damaged on that first wreck, and I was like, well, maybe I can stay with Joe. And then I thought, they just pulled away, and I thought, well, I'll just ride around, see if something happens. And I thought only Sean wrecked, so I kind of was going high because I just caught Jim Ray, and Then I looked, and Jeff and Joe was spinning at the bottom, so I turned it back left, and I was like, holy shit, I just won this race. Oh, holy crap, sorry. I didn't say holy crap, I just won this race.
Well, that was a thrilling win. I know we have some disappointed guys here as well. Jeff, you were looking good. I thought I was about to call you Indy 500 and Pro-Ass champion, but just not to be.
Yeah, it slipped through my fingers. I know me and Sean was racing there hard at the end. I know he didn't mean to get in the back of me like he did, but that's racing. It's one of those times that, this event, that things like that happen. So we just take it in stride and go on to the next one. It's a lot of fun, though.
Yeah,
congrats, Robert.
Yeah, great run by the front runners. Yeah, tough break for Sean as well. I saw him get that nice run on the backstretch there, and I knew he was going to try to dive down to that inside line. That was really his last shot, I think, and he tried it, and it was a thrilling victory for seeing Robert negotiate the smoke in cars and lap down cars. It was quite a finish. Joe Cutt. I thought maybe you were going to sneak by those two, but not to be.
No, I seen them go down to the bottom, and I knew it was going to be hairy for them. And I thought, if they wreck, I might be able to skate by on the high side before they slide to the top of the track. But it just didn't happen that way.
Well, great show, guys, and Boss Man. I guess that's why we run this event. It doesn't matter who's winning on lap 9.5. It matters who takes that checker flag.
Yeah, it usually comes down to the wire, all these races. Really appreciate everybody getting out there racing for it, having good attitudes about it, and we'll definitely do it again for the 26th time in December. Shorten up the gaps in between races. It looks like we ran a little late, but thanks everybody for coming out, and thank you, Greg, for the broadcast. I think our next one will be the IROC race next week. I think I might show that one, and then look forward to what's after that.
Well, we got the monster truck, Saturday. And of course, let's not forget Le Mans.
Yeah, come on out Saturday night, everybody. We got some international drivers joining us. Be a lot of fun Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, guys. I'll jump back up here and conclude it up. A great race, and congratulations, Robert.
Appreciate you putting it on, Greg.
So, there we go. There we hear from the participants. Robert Bokum, our champion. You can see a disappointed Jeff Hale. Clearly, that's what racing brings out in you. It's a lot of emotion, whether it be sim or real. It still is something that it can affect you, and you can hear the disappointment in Jeff's voice, rightly so. But like you said, that's what this event is for. You knew there was going to be some hard racing at the end, and that's what happens. You heard from Joe Cutter there and his thoughts. He saw how those guys were battling, and he kind of knew that if they came together, that might be his chance to become a Pro Cup All-Star Shootout champion, and just got caught up in it, and just wasn't to be for him. But a great finish. You got to thank Jim Ray for running this league the way he does, and putting on all these great events in the off season to keep guys fresh and looking forward to the next season and things of that nature. NRT for providing us the ticker that we use. CFM, RPM for our servers. All these people. That we maybe never will see in person, but they come together. They all have a common goal, and that's racing. And that's NR 2003 racing. How many computer games that could be thrown out to the public in 2003 and still be relevant 11 years later? I'd say 0. Actually, I'd say 1. It's this game, and you can see why. The racing is thrilling. The tracks are awesome, and it's just a great event and great to be part of, and look forward to the next one when, as Jim said, next Pro Cup Shootout, December, next off season. So great race, and hope everyone enjoyed it. And again, this coming Saturday, we are off. We're packing up the haulers. We're loading them into the plane. and we're going to be flying over to Le Mans, France, for the FSB running of the 2.4 hours of Le Mans. And if you haven't seen the Le Mans track, it's a monster. It's over 8 miles long. I think Ed said there's 11 turns. I thought I was turning like 40 times. I lost count, but I'll take Ed's word for it that it's 11 turns. 200 mile an hour plus on the straights, all the way down to a first gear for a couple turns. So it's a thrilling race. I hope everyone that's listening to this broadcast that's racing, come on out. Even if you don't think that you can do it, you get out there and represent, and that's what it's about too. So great race tonight. Congrats to Robert Bokum, our Pro Cup All-Star Shootout champion. And we will be looking forward to our next broadcast, whenever that may be. Thank you for listening and watching, and see you the next time. Check out the website, fsbracing.com. Has a calendar there. It'll let you know what our next events are. So thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks to the racers. Thanks to Jim Ray for putting it on, and we'll talk to you then.